Here is some HTML code with lyrics from one of my favorite songs. Let's see how a browser would display this. Clearly, this is not the desired look. Let's get to work making these lyrics look as good as they sound. First, I'm sure you noticed that all the text ran together without line breaks. This is because all repeating whitespace, spaces, tabs, and line breaks are treated as a single space by the browser. One option is to use the BR tag to put in line breaks. Notice, like the IMG tag, the BR tag does not have a corresponding close tag. Refreshing the page, we see the lyrics now have line breaks where we added them. What if you wanted more space between the lines? You could put in more line breaks. This method is okay, but it does not give you precise control over the amount of space between lines, and as the amount of HTML grows, it would be tedious to make changes to appearance through HTML directly. It's time you begin using CSS to control the style of your HTML content. First, I'm going to get rid of these BR tags. Then, I'm going to make each line a paragraph using the P tag. You can see this has almost the same effect on the look of the page. Now let's use some common CSS properties to play around with how the paragraphs are displayed. In the head section, add a style element. Within these tags, you will be writing CSS code instead of HTML code. First, to specify which element to style, type in the element name. In this case, I'm going to create a style that will be used on all paragraphs on the page. The CSS properties for this element will go inside a block of code denoted by curly braces. To make the P elements visible, apply a background color. Always follow the property with a colon and then specify the value you are setting for the property. End each statement with a semicolon. Notice, by default, paragraphs stretch across the page. To add space inside the paragraph elements around the text, add 12 pixels of padding. Why is there spacing between the paragraphs? This is because of the default values for the paragraph margins when no other value is specified. Let's change the margin to 0 pixels. All elements have many default values. Paragraphs have transparent backgrounds and stretch across the page. The background of the page is white and the font color is black. These are all default values used by browsers when no other value is specified. Change the color of the font inside the paragraphs to navy and the size of the font to 16 point. Sometimes you can specify several values for one CSS property. Add a border to each paragraph that is 1 pixel in thickness, dotted, and gray in color. You can also change the alignment of the text from the default left value to center or right. Let's align the text to the center. Of course, you can apply styles to other elements as well. To get rid of the spacing around the outside of the paragraphs, which is caused by a default margin on the body tag, change the margin of the body to 0 pixels. While we're at it, let's change the background color of the body to gray. For readability, you should consistently use this style of indentation for your CSS. There's still much to learn about CSS and HTML, but hopefully you now have an idea of how CSS is used to control the style of HTML elements. For now, my friends, that is all I have to say about CSS properties.